There's a force within us that pulses, a fire that ignites desire and drives action. It's passion, that raw and multifaceted emotion that makes us live intensely. It can be a controlled whisper, a flame that lights our way, or an overwhelming roar that consumes us completely. Have you ever considered the duality of this energy? How can something so powerful be, at once, a motor and an abyss? Nature, in its ancient wisdom, offers us mirrors to understand the complexities of our own being. And it's in the majestic flight of the falcon that we'll find the perfect metaphor. Observe its fixed gaze, its swift and precise attack. In it resides the purest representation of passionate intensity, controlled and overwhelming. Get ready to dive into a low-altitude flight through the human mind, guided by the instincts of a born predator, and discover how passion shapes every aspect of our existence. Passion is more than just a feeling. It's a state of being, a driving force that colors and defines much of our human experience. It manifests in countless ways, from the contagious enthusiasm we feel for a new hobby to unwavering devotion for a loved one, or the ardent pursuit of a life goal. It's the sparkle in the eyes of someone talking about what they love, the tireless persistence in the face of a challenge, and even the pang of jealousy that arises when something we value is at risk. Think of that moment you felt completely absorbed in an activity. It might have been painting a picture, playing an instrument, coding, or simply tending a garden. Time seemed to disappear. External worries vanished, and you were just there, fully present, with energy that felt inexhaustible. This is passion in action, pushing us to go further, to dedicate hours without noticing fatigue, purely for the joy and satisfaction of being connected to something meaningful. But passion also has its more intense, almost overwhelming, facet. It's that healthy obsession with a project that keeps us up all night, or the burning desire to achieve a dream that consumes us and makes us give up other things. It's not uncommon to hear stories of artists who sacrificed everything for their art, or athletes who trained exhaustively to surpass their own limits. In these situations, passion becomes such a potent engine that it takes us to places we never thought we'd reach, overcoming fears and obstacles with fierce determination. However, like any powerful force, passion also requires control and direction. The same energy that elevates us can, if unbalanced, blind us or lead us to impulsive behaviors. How many times has passion for something or someone made us act imprudently? Intensity, though essential for life, needs a watchful eye, a consciousness to guide it so that it is constructive and not destructive. Understanding this duality is the first step to mastering this powerful emotion that dwells within us. Now, let's turn our gaze to the skies, to a creature that embodies the very essence of passionate intensity, the falcon. This magnificent raptor is a master of focus, precision, and explosive power, remarkably reflecting the dual nature of human passion. Observe the falcon in its natural element. Frequently, it hovers high in the sky, appearing distant and impassive, patiently patrolling its domain. But make no mistake, this is not an attitude of idleness. On the contrary, it's a state of intense and controlled observation. Its eyes, possessing incredible visual acuity, fixate on a single target below, almost to the exclusion of everything else. This laser-like concentration, this ability to filter out noise and focus on the essential, is incredibly similar to the dedication we apply when we are deeply passionate about a task, a goal, or an ideal. The world around the falcon fades, just as distractions diminish when we are completely immersed in what we love, directing all our mental energy towards a single point. But it's at the moment of the attack that the falcon reveals its most spectacular strength. Once its target is identified and locked on, there is no hesitation. With a dizzying and almost unbelievable dive, the peregrine falcon, for instance, can exceed 200 miles per hour in its hunting dive. It strikes with unparalleled precision and force. This is not a chaotic frenzy. It's a perfectly calculated maneuver, a controlled explosion of energy culminating in a direct hit. Think of the sudden and overwhelming surge of passion that compels us to act decisively, to seize a unique opportunity, or to overcome a formidable obstacle with a sudden burst of energy and unwavering determination. This release of contained energy is the apex of intensity. Beyond hunting, falcons are remarkably adaptable predators, thriving in diverse environments, from deserts to urban centers. They learn and adjust their hunting strategies based on their prey and surroundings, demonstrating shrewd intelligence behind their raw power. This adaptability and intelligence mirror how our passion, when wisely channeled, can help us navigate complex situations, find creative solutions, and persist even when the path isn't clear or circumstances change. Passion gives us the mental flexibility to adjust ourselves and still pursue our objective. From the silent, watchful poise to the impressive, targeted strike, every aspect of the falcon's behavior is a living metaphor for passion, a force that can be held in check, keenly observed, and then unleashed with devastating and beautiful efficiency, precisely when the right moment arises. Now that we've delved into the dual nature of human passion and observed the precise, powerful behavior of the falcon, it's time to draw the direct parallels. The striking similarities between the falcon's instinctual actions and our own intense emotional states are more than mere coincidence. They reveal a fundamental shared pattern of focus, intensity, and strategic action. Consider the laser focus of the falcon as it spots its prey. That unwavering gaze, that complete absorption in a single objective, mirrors the way human passion allows us to achieve extraordinary feats. When you're passionate about a project, a cause, or a skill, your mind narrows, distractions fade. You enter a state of deep concentration, often called flow, where hours can pass unnoticed. Just like the falcon sees only its target, a passionate individual sees only their goal, relentlessly moving towards it. This isn't just about looking. It's about seeing with intent, with every fiber of your being aligned. Then there's the controlled aggression and precise strike of the falcon's dive. This isn't a wild, uncontrolled lashing out. It's a meticulously calculated move, a perfect execution of built-up energy. Similarly, human passion, at its most effective, isn't chaotic. It's a powerful internal force that, when harnessed, leads to decisive action. Think of an entrepreneur launching a new venture after years of dedicated planning, or an artist finally revealing a masterpiece after countless hours of painstaking work. The sudden, impactful release of their passion is akin to the falcon's stoop, a culmination of focused energy, released with maximum effect at the opportune moment. Moreover, the falcon's patience and timing are crucial. It doesn't strike haphazardly. It waits for the perfect window, the exact moment of vulnerability. This patience, combined with the readiness to explode into action, reflects a mature form of human passion. It's not just about feeling intense. It's about knowing when to unleash that intensity. A leader waiting for the right market conditions, a student preparing diligently for an exam, a social activist building a movement brick by brick, all demonstrate this calculated patience, understanding that the most impactful displays of passion often require strategic waiting before a decisive move. In essence, the falcon teaches us that true passionate intensity isn't just about raw emotion. It's about focused intention, precise execution, and strategic timing. It's the ability to harness a powerful internal drive, to direct it with unwavering clarity, and to unleash it with impactful efficiency when the moment calls for it. Just as the falcon's very survival depends on this blend of control and ferocity, our ability to thrive often depends on how well we master our own passionate intensity. The striking parallels we've drawn between the falcon's precise hunting and our human experience of passion aren't just poetic. They have deep roots in fundamental psychological and biological principles. While a falcon's behavior is driven by intricate, evolved instincts, our passion, though far more complex and consciously driven, leverages ancient neural pathways and chemical processes that were originally designed to help us focus, pursue, and ultimately achieve. From a biological perspective, the falcon's incredible focus, visual acuity, and explosive power are the result of millions of years of evolution, optimizing its chances of survival and successful reproduction. When a falcon spots its target, its nervous system ignites. There's an almost instantaneous cascade of physiological responses. Its heart rate accelerates, blood flow is rapidly redirected to its powerful flight muscles and its incredibly sharp eyes. And its brain enters a state of hypervigilance, filtering out all extraneous stimuli to prioritize only the information critical for the hunt. This is a primal, highly refined fight-or-flight response adapted for predation, where an intense burst of energy, singular focus, and precise execution are not just beneficial, but absolutely critical for survival. The efficiency and dedication of its entire being are channeled into that single, decisive moment. In humans, when we experience intense passion, similar, albeit more nuanced and often less physically dramatic, biological mechanisms are very much at play. Our brains release a potent cocktail of neurochemicals. Dopamine, for instance, is a key neurotransmitter associated with reward, motivation, and pleasure. When we engage in or even anticipate pursuing something we are deeply passionate about, whether it is a creative project, a challenging career goal, or a beloved relationship, our brains release dopamine. This creates a powerful positive feedback loop, reinforcing our drive and focus. It is why working on a passion project can feel so intrinsically rewarding and why we can sustain effort for long periods without feeling drained. Our brain is actively incentivizing and rewarding the very act of pursuit and engagement. Beyond dopamine, other neurochemicals contribute. Norepinephrine, for example, sharpens our attention and boosts our alertness, much like the falcon's heightened senses before a dive. The prefrontal cortex, the brain's executive control center, becomes highly active, allowing us to plan, strategize, and maintain long-term goals despite obstacles, a more sophisticated version of the falcon's calculated approach. Evolutionarily, this capacity for sustained, passionate focus likely conferred significant advantages, whether it was mastering a complex tool, tracking elusive prey over days, or dedicating oneself to a tribal role. Intense focus and motivation were crucial for individual and group survival and prosperity. Furthermore, the psychological concept of the flow state, popularized by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, provides a profound insight into the human experience of passionate intensity. A flow state is a mental condition where a person performing an activity is fully immersed in a feeling of energized focus, complete involvement, and profound enjoyment in the process. During flow, individuals often report a distortion of time, a sense of timelessness, a disappearance of self-consciousness, and a feeling that they are operating at their peak potential. This mirrors the falcon's singular, unyielding focus during its dive. It is completely absorbed in the task, operating with peak efficiency. This state isn't random. It typically arises when a task is optimally challenging, difficult enough to demand full attention but achievable with current skills. Precisely the kind of tasks we wholeheartedly pursue when driven by passion. So, while a falcon's breathtaking dive is a prime example of biological efficiency honed for survival, our passionate pursuits represent an evolved and sophisticated expression of that same fundamental drive. Both involve a powerful synergy of intense, often singular, focus, a surge of concentrated energy, and the drive towards a rewarding outcome. The brain's intricate reward system, fueled by dopamine and supported by other neural processes, reinforces our commitment, helping us sustain the hunt, For our personal and professional goals, with a relentless and precise intensity that echoes the magnificent Falcon in its pursuit. Understanding the theory is one step, but seeing passionate intensity in action daily makes everything more tangible. Passion, with its focused strength and ability to drive, echoes the Falcon in various human situations. Let's look at some examples that illustrate this connection. Consider the Olympic athlete who dedicates years to a single goal, the gold medal. From an early age, they focus on their sport. Every training session, every diet, every second of rest is calculated. This is the Falcon's controlled observation. They don't give up in the face of injuries or defeats. They learn, adapt, and refine their technique. And when competition day arrives at the decisive moment, they release all accumulated energy in a jump, a throw, a sprint, a precise attack that may last only a few seconds, but is the result of a lifetime of focused passion. The explosion of energy at the right moment, the millimeter-perfect precision, all of it harks back to the Falcon's calculated ferocity. Or consider the scientist seeking a cure for a rare disease. Years of research, failed experiments, sleepless nights. There's an ardent passion for unraveling the mystery, for finding the solution that could save lives. They aren't distracted by fads or external pressures. Their gaze is fixed on the problem, just as the Falcon fixes its gaze on its prey. They will tirelessly test hypotheses, and when a theory finally proves promising, they launch themselves entirely into validation, in an intense and uninterrupted dive of work to confirm the discovery. It is the passion for truth and for the advancement of knowledge that keeps them on the hunt, releasing colossal energy when they are close to the target. And in the fields of art or entrepreneurship, this intensity is equally visible. Imagine the musician who spends late nights composing and practicing, or the entrepreneur who dedicates every waking hour to their startup. They sacrifice leisure and comfort, driven by an almost visceral passion for their creation. There are moments of frustration, of flying in circles, but the final vision is always clear. And when the song is finally polished or the product is ready for the market, the launch is an act of a swift and precise attack, where all the passion and focus are unleashed to captivate the audience and achieve the goal. The prior dedication allows for the decisive impact at the moment of truth. These examples show us that human passion, much like the Falcon's hunt, is a powerful combination of persistent focus, strategic patience, and the ability to release an explosion of energy at the exact right moment. It is what allows us to transcend the ordinary and achieve the extraordinary. As we draw the parallel between human passionate intensity and the Falcon, we realize this is not merely a poetic metaphor, but a profound lesson about the nature of our own internal energy and how we can live more intentionally and effectively. The Falcon, with its instinctive discipline and mastery of the hunt, offers us an archetypal model for channeling our passion. The first, and perhaps most crucial, lesson is about unwavering focus. Just as the Falcon isn't distracted by irrelevant noise or movement in its environment, but keeps its hypnotic gaze fixed on its chosen prey, we are invited to question where we are truly directing our attention. In a world saturated with constant information and distractions, how often do we dissipate our energy in 1,000 directions, losing the opportunity to deepen, master, and materialize what truly ignites our soul and makes our heart beat faster? For passion to be productive, it demands clear direction, an internal compass that allows us to eliminate the superfluous, filter out the irrelevant, and concentrate our resources, time, energy, and talent on what is essential. It's an invitation to discipline of the gaze and the mind, to learn to say no to everything that doesn't bring us closer to our target. Next, there's strategic patience and the art of timing. The Falcon doesn't attack thoughtlessly or at random. It hovers, observes, assesses the wind, the distance, the prey's vulnerability, and waits for the perfect moment. It plans its dive with military precision, accumulating energy and anticipating every move. This teaches us that passion isn't just about initial fervor or a burst of enthusiasm, but about the wisdom of waiting, of patiently building, of maturing an idea or skill. Impulsivity, while it might seem like the quintessence of passion, often leads to wasted efforts and frustration. True intensity, the kind that yields lasting and significant results, knows how to be patient, accumulating knowledge and experience, refining strategy until the right moment for decisive action arrives, and then strikes with full force. And finally, the lesson of controlled and precise energy release. The Falcon's attack is an explosion of power, yes, but it is a remarkably precise and directed explosion. It doesn't waste energy aimlessly or make unnecessary movements. We humans often let passion carry us away in a disorganized manner, exhausting ourselves with inefficient multitasking or acting impulsively without a clear plan. Learning from the Falcon means understanding that our passion is a valuable and finite resource. It must be released with purpose, with intention, at the right time, and with the exact force required to achieve the desired objective. It is the art of being overwhelming and relentless when necessary, but also controlled, strategic, and efficient, maximizing the impact of our vital energy. Reflecting on the passionate intensity of the Falcon invites us to a deep self-analysis. Are we truly using our passion as a powerful and directed engine, capable of leading us to extraordinary achievements? Or are we allowing it to consume us without a clear purpose, like an uncontrolled fire? By understanding and applying the lessons of the Falcon, we can learn to channel this innate force, to be more focused, patient, strategic, and decisive, transforming our passion from a force that can control us into a powerful tool for self-realization, well-being, and positive impact in the world.